Hello friends, hope you are doing well. So today's topic is set up a SonarQube on Ubuntu 22 and integrate it with GitHub. So as the topic is little bit long, so I decided to divide into two different parts. So I'm going to release two videos on the same topic. First, to set up, in the first part we are going to uh, cover the setup SonarQube on Ubuntu 20, and the second program or the second video will release with integrate it with GitHub. So first we talk about the SonarQube. So SonarQube is basically open source tool for code quality analysis, and it scans the source code for potential bugs, vulnerabilities, and generates the report which allows you to identify the issues. For example, if you have any React or the PHP or any framework source code, you can scan that particular source code using SonarQube, and it's again the open source. It's also having the enterprise edition version, and it's also having the cloud version of which we can directly integrate with the different type of CI/CD tools. So in this tutorial we are going to set up open source with open source tool and integrate it with our one of the GitHub repository. So let's talk with prerequisites. Here we do have the Ubuntu 22, the latest edition of the operating system, with at least having 2 GB RAM and 1 CPU. User with sudo rights, user should able to perform the administrative rights. Domain name, here I set up the SonarQube URL with particular domain. If you don't have, you can run it with port number 9000, which is the default port number. But in this tutorial I am going to configure one domain name. So we'll set up the Nginx with Let's Encrypt SSL and set up it with any particular domain name. JDK, we need Java development kit and Postgres. SonarQube is supported with Postgre, MySQL as well as Oracle, but in this tutorial we are going to integrate with Postgres. So let me first install OpenJDK. So this is my machine. Let me just clear the screen. First so this is my operating system details. It's 22 Ubuntu 22. Okay. Now let me install OpenJDK. So this is a command, and also I'm going to share this URL as well, where I just covered all the command line tools. So first I'm going to set up Ubuntu. So this is going to set up Java with Ubuntu 22, JDK 11. Okay. We can also validate the Java version with using Java -- version. So it says OpenJDK 11.0. Now we need to set up the SonarQube. We need to set up a system for SonarQube and PostgreSQL. For that we need to set up some of the configuration in sysctl.conf, where we do have the maximum map count, file system maximum, view limit, and the for. So let me open this file and add this configuration. I'm just navigate to the bottom of the page, press insert, and just copy this content. Okay. Now need to be restart the server as it's a system level changes. We need to restart the server. Let me reboot. And meantime we can just validate the further steps. Now the next step Meantime, our system got rebooted. Meantime, we discuss about the next step. Now we set up the PostgreSQL for to store the SonarQube configuration and the SonarQube details. We are going to use Postgre. As I mentioned earlier, we can use MySQL as well as Postgre as well as Oracle. So here are the steps. We just need to update the source code patches, then they download this source list, then WQ to update the key, and then install the PostgreSQL. Let me check if the system is yes. So system is restarted. Now I'm just navigate to sudo su. So first we need to apt update like -y. It will not ask for any confirmation as we perform y. Now let's add this source repository in source.list with this. So this command basically add a source list from dab apt PostgreSQL to our apt source list.d and the file name would be pgdg.list. So this patch has been added. Now I'm just download the key file for the validation. Now I'm going to install PostgreSQL contrib-y. Okay, now the Postgre has been installed. Let me just enable the service. This command is used to enable the service linked with the startup. So whenever the system got rebooted, PostgreSQL will be automatically validated. And will it start the service? Let me validate this service. It's working or not. Now Postgre RDBMS service started. Now let me set up the users as we need to set up a users for SonarQube. So for that we need user. So let me first set up the password for Postgres. Here I'm simple password p@SSWORD123. So I just set up the password. Now just switch that user with that using su command. Now I'm going to create one user for create user. PSQL. Now navigate to the PostgreSQL. Here I'm just change the password for Postgre user, and here I'm just going to use this. You can use any password. I'm using this. Now I'm going to create database using SonarQube. Sonar is the username, SonarQube is the database name. You can set as per your requirement and grant all privileges, same as MySQL command, like all the rights on the SonarQube database to Sonar user. Now exit and exit again. I'm just exit from the user Postgres. Now this is the output of the what we perform on the previous one. Now install and configure SonarQube. Now after setting up the Postgre, now it's time to set up the SonarQube. So here I'm going to download this version. So make sure that you download your the SonarQube version according to your requirement. Also, the system prerequisites and the system configuration would be different from each version. So in this tutorial I'm going to use 9.8.0. so if you use any of the other version, make sure that you do have the right version of JDK as well as the Postgre and the operating system. So I'm just download it. I'm now unzip the source code. Unzip SonarQube. Unzip is not found. It install. Unzip. Unzip is again a prerequisite. So if you add before setting up, you can. Now I'm just going to move this SonarQube to OPT SonarQube. Like I'm move this folder to OPT SonarQube. Like MV /OPT /SonarQube. You can use any name. SonarQube. Sorry, I need to rename this SonarQube. SonarQube, yes. Sorry, not a CD, it's a MD. Okay. So now add a group called SonarQube. Sonar. As we created a user earlier, now I'm just adding the Sonar. Now I'm just give permission user add -d. It's a daemon, not daemon, directory, and the group could be Sonar. So I add one user called Sonar and just give a home directory to /opt/SonarQube. And now change the ownership. Okay, so this is the again output of the screenshots. Now install the SonarQube plugins. To install the plugin, we need to navigate to extensions. So like /opt/SonarQube extension and plugin. So I'm just right now navigate to that particular directory, and this wget, this jar file, the extensions of all the plugins is on jar. Here we can see some of the jar files has been downloaded. SonarQube community branch plugin.1.14. Now we are going to change the SonarQube properties configuration, that we have a username, password, then PostgreSQL configuration, and additional agent of plugins, and we can access that web host using all the IP address. If you want, then it should be accessible from localhost. Then you can put 127001 or localhost, and if you want to access from external using port number or public IP address, you can use 0000. So let me open this Sonar properties under the conf directory. This conf directory, it's a sonar.properties. I'm validating each parameter. I'm just copying this and just paste it. So I'm going to first uncomment it. So my username is Sonar and password would be, which I said earlier, and this JDBC URL for PostgreSQL. Here, as I explained earlier, it also connect with Oracle, Postgre. So I'm just uncomment this line and change this line with this content. You can also integrate it with MS SQL, Microsoft SQL. So whatever the database that you want to integrate, you can. Now let me find this one. Here we do have the let me paste -java agent and this. Now next step is Java additionally ops. Here we can found uncomment it and just paste this jar files. Now the last one, web host. Here I can see, and it's a 0000. So now I just validate all the properties configuration. Now let me save this configuration. Now it's time to set up a Sonar service. Usually we can start or stop Sonar using the command line, but every time it is not good practice to have navigate to the bin directory and the start or stop the using command line. So I'm going to set up this service for the SonarQube. Let me paste here, and I'm going to copy this, and here I mentioned all the things. Let me explain this. So it's a type of service, type forking, execution start and stop. Basically it's navigate to /opt SonarQube bin Linux x86-64, and we do have sonar.sh and start. If you put SonarQube in another folder, make sure that you need to change this path, or else it shows that file not found or any error message would be there. So let me save this. Now I need to as I create one service, so I need to reload the daemon. So this command is for daemon reload. Systemctl start sonar. So here you can see service started. Now let me validate using port number 9000. As I mentioned earlier, the port should be if you want use with the domain name, you can also use with HTTP IP address, public IP, and the port number 9000. So let me navigate to my EC2 instance, as I have set up this in on EC2. Let me validate the public IP. This is my public IP. also I need to validate in security group the port number 9000 should be open. So as I opened earlier, but if in your case you need to allow this port number 9000. So I'm just put 9000. So here you can see the SonarQube web page has been loaded. SonarQube is starting. SonarQube is up. Let me just navigate to status. So the default default username and password is admin, username admin, password admin. So first it has to just change the port password. Let me change. Okay. So as I installed plugin, so it shows that plugins provided by SonarQube that for install at your own risk. So I just understand. I'm just click on I understand the risk to whitelist those plugins. Okay. So these are the default home page. Now I'm just navigate again. Just switch back to my document. So home page of the SonarQube looks like this. So now our topic is to set up a domain name and we just need to integrate with Nginx because currently it's open using the public IP and the port number, but I want it with particular domain. So let me install and configure Nginx SSL, but before that I need to have one A record. So let me open my DNS. This is my DNS, tech server global.shop. Here are the some records are set up. Let me add a record with I'm using the SonarQube only, and the public IP would be this. Let me save it to custom and 600. So TTL value of the record is 600. So this A record has been parked. Now switch back to configuration part. Now I'm just going to set up the first SSL because we need to access using port number HTTPS, which is port number which have the port number called 443. For that we need to have SSL, and here I'm going to set up let's encrypt SSL. Okay, so this is the dependency. Let me just install this dependencies. Sonar services. Now next step, import Nginx GPG key. GPG and set up this stable version of Nginx. apt update and apt install Nginx. apt update and apt install Nginx. Okay, I'm going to restart this service. Now systemctl start service, start and validate the service. Systemctl status and nginx. Now this nginx start and validate. Now install SSL. So I'm going to validate using snap, as we are using Ubuntu 22. So yes, snap has been installed. Now if any of the certbot installed previous way, I'm just going to remove that one. There is no cert. So now I'm going to install classic certbot. If you have the commercial certificate, then you don't need to perform this, as we are using Let's Encrypt certbot for free SSL. Now I'm going to set up this using this command. Let me change this notepad. I'm copying this command to notepad. So here we do have the email ID. Okay, and this domain name. So my domain is same, SonarQube at .techserverglobal.shop. So revalidate using this SonarQube, and my parent domain name is techserverglobal.shop. So make sure this domain name should be resolved. Also, you must have the port number 80 whitelisted with the firewall. Yes, so my certificate is saved under this path and key is saved with this, and certificate expire would be 2nd Feb 2024. So I'm just copied those two lines to add in configuration. Now next, as we are set up with Let's Encrypt, now our time to configure nginx configuration. So I'm just navigate to this conf d and create one configuration with sonar.conf. Here there is no configuration. Now I'm going to set up sonar.conf and just paste the nginx configuration. Only change that I need to have that SSL configuration. I'm just copying this and paste. First I'm going to change this certificate path. Need to copy again. If I compare this path with it's let's encrypt live SonarQube and full chain. So file is almost same, so I am just keep as it is. Now the most important part is location, and so in this block I just put location slash. If I try to browse SonarQube.tech global shop, then it trying to find the web root or the custom path for from where I need to serve the request. So in this scenario I use proxy pass. So it try to redirect its traffic to 127.0.0.1.9000. The 9000 again the port of our SonarQube application. So I'm save this configuration as it is. nginx-t, validate the configuration. Unknown main in log format. So let me just change. Here we do have the access log. As we didn't configure any log matrix with conf, so it shows. Here we do have one default file in sites enabled. So let me just rename or remove the site enabled. Just remove default one. Now again I am just -t. Yes, configuration is validated. Systemctl restart nginx. So now it's time to just browse the URL with nginx using this with HTTPS. But make sure that port number port number 443 should be open in your security group. Let me open this admin. So yes, using this custom host name, we are now able to open the SonarQube. So in this video, we set up the SonarQube with Ubuntu 22 and integrate it with nginx. So in next video we are going to integrate with GitHub. So stay tuned with this update. So I'm going to release that part as well very soon, or else I will publish both the videos in one way. So thank you for watching this, and keep support this video and the channel. Thank you very much.